plot, according to court documents. Police also found text messages from Bremer to Shil Miller of her sexually assaulting minors at his behest, which is what initially led them to the Indiana man. So they went on after the murder and started sexually assaulting people at his behest. Shil Miller admitted to catfishing Bremer as well as blackmailing her into sexually assaulting people after the murder. He told authorities that the two had been planning Hoffman's murder for about 2 weeks. Now tell me, we ain't got a need for a death penalty.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, this boils down to the money, man. This boils down to the money. People out there so hungry. And listen, I done been there. I done had my back against the wall to the point where I wanted to do some things to get the money, right? You know, but I'm grateful for the people that God has blessed me with. You know what I'm saying? Even in those times and in those moments, I was grateful for the people that God blessed me with. This goes back to selecting your friends properly. This goes back to projecting the type of image online where people won't, you know, approach you with stuff like that. You know, it's certain things that you know you can. If I know if somebody is like hurting, right? I can look on, you know, your Facebook. I can look on your Instagram, whatever your social media is. Listen, there are social media predators out there who are looking for people who are weak, who are looking for people who are stupid enough to do these things. You know what I'm saying? That's just like this chick hit me up a couple of weeks ago and was like, yo, if you send me $100, I can turn it into 1,000. I said, so can I. You know what I'm saying? It might be a different way that I do it, but at the end of the day, I can still do it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, see, I'm going to be transparent just for a second. I go through some rough days. Y'all don't get to see it because a lot of y'all think that everything in my world is just like so great and so wonderful. You know, I go through some rough days. And Don poured something into me the other day that I didn't want to receive immediately, but I had to go back and think it. You know how I do. And it is this. Who you is. It is this, you know, that even our perils, even our most challenging moments are a part of God's plan, and that helps to build you as an individual. Listen, you can't have a book with no pages. You can't have a story with nothing written. You understand what I'm saying? You got to have some things written. And when I'm going through some of those rough days sometimes, you know, my mind, just like anybody else, it goes to, you know what, forget this, man. You know what I'm saying? Forget it. You know, but in those situations, you don't want to post it. You don't want to put it out there in social media for the predators and for the people to see you going through a hard time. Listen, those who love me and those who know me and those who understand me are the people that I put that into because I trust them to build me. You understand what I'm saying? If you allow that trust to go to a social media platform where people can pick you off like a professional sniper, you know what I'm saying, and drive into your emotion. If I can hone into your emotion, then guess what? I can sell you on what it is that I want to sell you on. Whether it's kill your friend for $9 million, which you ain't going to have any time to spend because your dumb butt is now in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that what they did with that $9 million, if it was deposited, is they gave it to mama. You know what I'm saying? Gave it to daddy.
They ain't asked for more money to be deposited. Joker, what are you talking about?
They just like, oh, $9 million.
Get your life
I'm
together.
In the game. Let me go ahead and just
and so I don't think this is a money issue. This is a character and values issue.
I believe that too.
Because there are certain character and values you have to have. And when you know who you are and whose you are. Mm-hmm. There are certain things you won't do. I don't care what the money amount is.
Right.
And taking a life is one of them.
Yeah.
Unless you're threatening my life, I'm not going to take your life.
Right.
Now, if you are threatening my life, I'm going to miss you.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you're threatening my life, I'm not going to take your life. And there's no amount of, well, Don, I'll give you X amount. I'm not taking your life. That's not in the value code of mine. In fact, where's Shari like Ferrari at? Shari, I won't even intentionally hurt you. That's not a part of who I am value-wise. So if I do hurt you, you can be mad at me, but I promise you it's by accident because I didn't intend to do that. Because it's never been a part of my... That's the value that I carry in Don. Mm-hmm. That's how I walk. That's how I roll. So I'm not doing that. And when you know who you are and whose you are, you don't accept foolish stuff like this. Much less because the little stupid chap on, the stupid girl to begin with is dumb enough. But who are the 4 friends? that got no dog in it. Well, look, gee, let's go and collect. We're gonna kill this person. And no, and ain't none of y'all said y'all crazy.
None of y'all,
and
yeah.
hello 911. Can you go look at this heifer right here? Somebody should have said that. Don't be sure. Somebody should have said that. Go. They talking some crazy stuff. You need to go find them. They plan on killing them. Somebody should have said that. Why 5 people? Or it was actually one person thought of it. One person in another state. You had 4 people that had a chance to at least one of them say, this ain't right, and let somebody know. One of y'all, so all we need was one.
Mm-hmm.
One of y'all. And nobody out of all 4 of y'all said, this ain't right, my name Bennett, I ain't in it. None of y'all?
Right.
And Sean said, okay, I'll take that from Don, not Ron. You know, Ron's alter ego. She has to watch him.
Right,
Ron, that trigger right there. But nobody said that, and that's what kills me. Said somebody should have said that.
Yeah, because they not making good choices on their friends, man. Like, you know, I can't roll with you, Don, and I say, yo, Don, let's go rob this bank. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, boys, you crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I would not say that.
You're right. You say, you stupid.
Well, no, that's not what I said first. What I said first was nigga.
Right.
That's coming out first. We ain't going to rob no bank. I'm telling you that right now. It's not going to happen.
I was trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, you know,
I was trying to be nice.
You talking about robbing the bank. That's what you're going to get. It ain't going to be no niceness.
Right. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, those are the type of people you need in your corner. Like, I don't care. Like, if I say something crazy, I know you're going to check me right off top. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be no equivocations. It ain't going to be no, well, wait, hold up. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be none of that. It ain't going to be, well, say, you know, rethink that thing. Nah, it ain't going to be that.
Look, you the same. When I get Tina Marie out on the limb, when I go Tina Marie out on the limb, you chop me too.
Yeah. I mean, but...
And we don't miss our words. And ain't nobody carrying it personal.
Right. But you know what? See, that's because we both know that both of us have our best intentions in mind. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, do your friends, do they show that? You know what I'm saying? If your friends don't show that they have your best intentions in mind, then they're not your friends. And I like what Sean said. He said 1-800 drop a dime.
You better know that.
I'm snitching.
Because if you don't drop that dime, you part of the dime.
Right. And you know what? The crazy thing about that is I'm gonna give a story. And I'm not going to get in names, of course, to protect the people. But at the end of the day, there was a young man that I was extremely close to, a young man that was in my family. And he had the access to, like, barrels. He could get, like, you know, those barrels that you can burn your garbage and stuff like that in, right? Mm-hmm. So he ends up getting mixed in with some people who were not his friend. Some people that were just, you know, essentially trying to act like they were his friend because of his access to certain things, right, in a city. So he ends up, they tell him, they said, listen, man, we need a barrel, you know, for X, Y, and Z. He ends up getting them the barrel, right? When he gets them the barrel, you know, gives it to him and everything, and they like, yo, appreciate it, you know, and all that, and it's all good.
Got the cameras on.
The next thing you know, the police are knocking at his door, and they're like, did you give a barrel, or did you, you know, have a barrel at one point in time? And he was like, yeah, you know, I gave that to some guys, you know. And they were like, okay, well, we got your fingerprints all over it. You know what I mean? And the body that's inside.
Oh, said Homer Simpson.
Has now been attached to you because your fingerprints are on the barrel. We have no other people's fingerprints on the barrel. You understand? So he had to serve time. He had to serve a lot of time. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, he's still serving time for this. And the only thing that I can think about in the moment is, like, choose your friends wisely, man.
And don't be stupid.
Choose your circles. So, I mean, listen, a lot of us say my circle's so small, it's just a dot. A lot of y'all say that stuff out of, you know, just trying to be cool or trying to, you know, sound real lit in your conversation and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, listen, I can't front. My circle's not small. I have a huge network of people. But I do not allow certain people to have access to me in a certain way. Like, I limit the access. I know who I can give full access to. I know who I can give limited access to. I know who I can just give phone access to. We can just talk on the phone. We're not ever getting up. We're not ever hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
You got that right.
And it's okay to be that way.
I know who to run from.
Yeah, I know who to run from. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. I got a lot to lose. So at the end of the day, I'm not trying to lose what I have. So you have to select your friends wisely.
by all means. And whatever you do, don't be the stupid one in your friend circle.
Yeah, just don't be them.
Don't be the stupid one in your
Don't
friend
be
circle.
them.
Just don't be that. Just don't do it. Let's give one more story, and I'm gonna take Sean to 1-800 drop a dime, because Sean, these people dropped a dime. Pizza delivery man in Kentucky. He was delivering a pizza to some hotel. Brother Don Lewis, how you doing? You know, the man opens the door to get the pizza. He sees a naked child on the bed, naked little girl.
Okay.
He said, "I don't look right." He called the police. He dropped a dime.
Right.
Pizza delivery man was honored by a Kentucky police department for stopping suspected child abuse after he called 911 to report seeing a naked girl in the man's motel room where he was dropping off food. The call led to the arrest of Justin Elam, 36, who was charged with multiple counts of rape and sexual abuse after officers with the Lexington Police Department found 2 girls under the age of 12 naked in the motel room. The girls are said to be Elam's children, so he's sleeping with his own children. Police Department's annual awards banquet, the police delivery man, Mark Boyd, was recognized for his effort with a public service medal. The 3 officers who investigated the case were also honored. The incident unfolded on November 18 when Boyd was delivering food to the Catalina Motel in Lexington. I don't know why it just sounds seedy. I don't know. I equate motel with seedy. I have no idea why I just do.
Me too, though. I can't hear the word motel.
And not think of seedy.
Yeah, just old raunchy.
The
doors are outside. Isn't that the difference between a motel and a hotel?
Yeah.
Like the doors are outside.
Doors are outside.
Yeah, nah.
I'm picking a condom when you roll back. All kinds of stuff. Like, I'm just picturing this.
Drug vials in the parking lot.
Yeah, Lord.
Drunks at the bar.
And thuglets hanging around looking at you while you walk in and out, waiting on the door to be kicked open.
Right.
When Elam opened the door, he saw a little girl that didn't have any clothes on laying on the bed. Boyd said he went back to his car and told his daughter, who was riding with him after finishing a shift at work, what he saw. They decided to call 911. When officers arrived at the motel, they found Elam's 2 daughters nude in the room, Angel said, and an investigation revealed Elam had been abusing the girls. Kudos. Because I like it when you stand up and do something. I get so many people that they fuss about it, they complain about it, but they don't want to get a dog in the hunt. Said, you would think they were going into conniptions and heart palpitations. Because you were on the call that time when I suggested, well, you know the person shot somebody, why don't you tell the police? Oh, I can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? What accountability do you have to your society and your community? Or do you expect everybody to take care of you and you do nothing to take care of anybody else? Can you put yourself on the line to save somebody else, or do you just take? Which one is it? Are you in the game or are you out the game?
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And
you're always in the game. That's why I can say it to you easily.
Yeah, the way I grew up was like, with the whole no snitching thing and and all that stuff, man. Listen, that's fool's. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're really, how can y'all get mad? You can't get mad at somebody coming in and killing your people if you killing your people. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad. There's no true argument to one murder versus another murder. Like, we're trying to choose the lesser evil here. You know what I'm saying? And either way it go, it's still evil. So in my neighborhood, even in my days of trapping and macking,
your way through
we're
it.
working our way through it. Yeah, I was trying to work
your way through it. It's a process. But at least your heart was in the right place. You've been moving steadily towards that direction until you finally got there.
It was, yeah. And, super shouts out to Damian Bell, rest in love, man, because he was one of those people that, true trapping and macking. But anytime Dame saw something that wasn't right, like, Dame was the type of person to get involved. You know what I'm saying? He didn't let his neighborhood, just go that route. And that's one thing that I loved about all my people that lived in Double Oaks. Like, even though it was the projects, it was the worst, you know what I mean? The people, it was such a close network because everybody was going through such huge levels of degradation. So it was like everybody kind of bonded together. I remember me and my brother being able to run down the hill off of Double Oaks Road and run right into Jackie's house. And not only were we able to kind of go in there for refuge, but we were able to get a meal. Like, if Jackie was cooking, she offered you a plate. We knew the refrigerator was empty. You know what I'm saying?
And she did too.
But she kept a big pot of, she would always have potatoes, spaghetti, stuff like that. And she would always give it to us. You know what I mean? Super shouts out to Ricky. You know what I mean? Sheriff Ricky, was one of the cats whose mom, was like that too. She would give us all kinds of stuff. And she used to be a cook at Cochran. You know what I mean?
Stand by, JJ, 1 second. Keep going, sir.
So, it's really good when people take their neighborhood and take it seriously and stop with all this sucker stuff, this no snitching stuff. Man, that's so stupid. That stuff is so played.
We got JJ on the line. Brother JJ, how you
what
doing?
Up, man?
Listen to y'all go today. This is official.
What was that again?
He said it's official.
I said, listen to you go today. It's all special. Hey, but no, I wanted to talk about the snitching thing.
Okay.
There's a difference. If you're going to pick up the phone and dial the digits, there needs to be some rules. Okay, rule number one.
Right.
If you're going to save somebody's life, or the life, or proceeding from bodily harm, yeah, pick up the phone, call the cops, get us involved.
Mm-hmm.
But if you calling up to whine because the next door neighbor is putting trash in your can, you need to call somebody who cares.
Right, yeah, no doubt.
Because I don't care if people put in the trash in your can.
Right.
Now, the only other there's two reasons why. Number one, they're trashy and they got their cans full. Number two, and I've seen this one, the knucklehead was packaging dope.
Uh-huh.
He didn't want to get caught because he knew we snatched the garbage every now and again. So he was putting it in his neighbor's can. He just wanted his neighbor to get whacked. So I'm like, yeah, that's just wrong. So
that's set up.
You sit out there and watch him put the trash in the neighbor's can. Then you hit him anyways.
Wow. Yeah, that's
So,
bogus.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, people got to start getting involved. And the only reason why I wanted to call Blaine and Don, I don't know if you guys can go off on this. Maybe not today because I know you got a set schedule and it's hard for you to keep that. So throwing something at you probably ain't gonna help. But yeah, I was noticing something on Facebook the other day. That that situation where they pointed the gun at this little kid shoplifting.
Right.
Right. I don't know if you guys know the whole thing on that, but there was a car chase involved, right?
I heard about there was a car chase involved from the mall to the apartment complex.
See, so they got contacted in the parking lot at the store.
Right.
Then they didn't stop, so they drove on. Then they stopped halfway before they got to the apartment complex, and passenger got out, was taken into custody, and the officer continued to follow. And then when they got stopped, the officer pointed a gun because he didn't know what he was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I find it aggravating that people are complaining that the officer pointed a gun at the 2-year or 3 or however old the kid is.
Right.
Where is the outrage at the parents for taking a kid to go shoplifting?
Well, the kids, actually the parents, from what I understand, it wasn't the goal, right? They didn't go in the store to say, listen, I want you to start stealing. You know what I mean? So from the reports that I've heard, JJ, and the things that I've read, that wasn't the auspice. The auspice was they were going in the store just a regular general day of purchasing whatever they needed in a dollar store. And it wasn't them saying, hey, we're going in here to steal. Because if that was the case, I'm sure they would have been caught with more merchandise.
Right, but see, the point is this. Two things that people don't understand, and I don't know that they care. Is number one, these parents are not being held accountable for putting their child. They put that child in that danger. Because I don't know about you on your background. I know Don's background a little better, but I'm pretty sure that if you got caught stealing, you dang sure wanted the cops to lock you up because the butt whooping that you would take from your parents would be way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But see, now they don't care. But here's the other thing. When was the last time you heard a 911 call come out to say, hey, you need to go check out these shoplifters. It was a 5-year-old just stole a baby doll.
Right, and that's what was kind of, squeamish to me.
That. They just say people are shoplifting.
Right, but see, that's what was kind of squeamish to me because, first and foremost, if we're just talking about a 99-cent doll, then why were police even dispatched for that? You know what I mean? Like, that's a waste of time. That's what you use parking lot. That's what you use parking lot security for. That's what you use theft deterrence for in the store.
You got to understand, on parking lot security, those guys are only in charge with that security. Loss prevention officers now, based on liability issues, they don't even put their hands on people no more. They just watch them steal it. And and then they call the cops, and then we have to identify them and go lock them up.
Right.
They won't put their hands on nobody because what happens? You're going to get out there, you're going to put your hands on somebody, and the first thing she's going to do is she's going to scream, "Oh, you hurt me!" And now what she do? She's going to sue books a million or whatever for $5 million.
Well, I know I used to work in loss prevention, and when I did, you know, they would encourage us if we had to subdue whomever. You know what I'm saying?
Usually, insurance company won't let you do that
because of my particular background, but. At the end of the day, it was more or less like, you know, of course, you know, you want to protect yourself. You don't want to, you know, hurt the person, you know, to the point where they can actually say that, you know, you punched them, pushed them, did anything like that. Now, getting them out of the store is completely different. You know what I mean? So in those scenarios, you know, it is what it is. But I don't feel like because of the reports that I've read and the stories that I've read, and let me know what you got, Jay. You're good about looking at stuff and sending us, you know, all kinds of stuff. So send me what you got. But I definitely don't see where the parents put the baby in jeopardy.
You don't see where they put the kid in jeopardy?
I don't. Not according to the reports that I've read and what I've seen.
Parents stealing as well.
Okay, you got to send me that video because that's not a
I
video.
I did see a video of the father. That's the first thing I said. The father was stealing.
Yeah, well, I've never seen that video. I've never seen that, so I'd love to see it.
The dad, not the mom, but the dad.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, they found no merch on him.
They put that kid in danger. The cop didn't. Because the cop doesn't know what he's dealing with. I mean, think about it. You had this lady in Sacramento, police officer in Sacramento, California.
Okay.
Just yesterday, went out to a domestic to help stuff out of the house.
You breaking up, Jay?
Sniped. She was sniped.
Okay.
And she was killed.
Okay.
Why? There was no threat. She was making sure the woman had her baggage.
Okay.
We don't know where the threat's going to come. So when does the cop get to worry about going home safely?
Well, I think that every day, you know what I'm saying, police officers are worried about, you know, going home safely. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to get out there in the field and, you know, go through certain situations and circumstances and not put their own self-preservation, you know, ahead of another person, right? So I would never be mad at somebody for putting their own life ahead of somebody else's, especially in imminent danger. But one thing I can say in regards to this situation directly is all the evidence at hand or everything that we're discussing right now is not something that I've seen. You know what I mean? So only speaking on what it is that I've seen in that situation, I do feel like if the father, and again, I'm only Monday morning quarterbacking based off of what you're saying. If the father was stealing, then yes, he did put the child in jeopardy. If the father was not stealing, then no, he didn't put the child in jeopardy. And I still feel like, and even in certain situations, yeah, the officer is supposed to look at it, evaluate it, and say, okay, this requires certain access or certain excessive behavior, or it doesn't require certain excessive behavior. But at the end of the day, we have to be able to assess those situations properly. That's what you guys are trained for, right?
But said, if there was a pursuit, he did put the child in jeopardy.
If there was a pursuit, yes.
If there was a pursuit, he did put the child in jeopardy.
If they were the ones that they were in pursuit of, then yeah.
Even if they're not.
The child, I think, was 5 years old, right?
Even if they're not, they're still supposed to stop.
Well, if there was a pursuit.
If there's a pursuit, whether they feel they're guilty or not, when the blue lights come behind you, you're supposed to stop. If you take off running,
you're supposed to stop.
You still put everybody in the car in jeopardy.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, if that was the case.
So I don't know if there was a pursuit.
No, it was the case. But the thing is this. Here's another thing. You talk about a child, all right? The child's 5, 6 years old, right?
Right.
Answer me this question. What child wants to pick up and steal stuff? Unless it's a learned behavior.
Well, I've seen children.
Behavior.
I've seen children be in a store playing with items, you know what I mean, and they just, you know, walk out with the item because they were playing with it. Lisa, what's going on? Katina, great rising. So, you know, in those aspects, I mean, listen, there are so many different scenarios that we can paint here. You know what I mean? So many different scenarios.
Now everybody's paying the one where the cop shouldn't have pointed his gun, not knowing whether or not, you know, they didn't know about the car chase. Now they know about the car chase.
Right.
They didn't know about the parent shoplifting. Now they know about the parent shoplifting.
I still want to see that.
I want to see the criminal background, but see, the cop don't know that. Cop knows he turns on the blue lights, so you could stop. And you chose
take care, Shari.
You escalated that situation all by yourself. You didn't need any help with a cop. And that's what you're going to get, because now, all right, so you steal.
Okay.
You're telling people that you don't break the law, or that you break the law and you don't care about the law.
Okay.
Cop tries to stop you. Now you're breaking the law again, and you don't care what the law says. What makes the officer think that, oh, I'm going to get out of the car and you're not going to shoot me?
Right.
Well, I mean, you got to go from a cop's mindset, not this, this victimization garbage that people are always living about. The officer sitting behind the wheel of that car, he's now putting people in jeopardy. You got the entire citizenry that's involved on the road at that time that's now in jeopardy because somebody don't want to stop.
Uh-huh.